Hey everybody, how's it going? IntoWeapons back again with you. Wanted to do a quick review today on the EDC flashlight I've been using for the last 7 or 8 months. I apologize that this particular model is no longer available on the website, but fortunately he's got a lot of other newer products either available or coming out soon that you'll be able to purchase, so look forward to that. What we're looking at today is the Veleno Designs Quantum D2 LED Keychain flashlight, and this one has some built-in emergency Tritium Vial Locator slots, which is really cool. Overall, I've been really happy with this unit. It's especially with the lumen output, the versatility and the durability of it. You know, overall, it has a classy, modern look that goes well with my overall keychain theme, which hopefully in the near future I'll be doing a video on EDC keychain type video. What came with the package here, guys? As you can see, we have the package here. I also have their website up, velenodesigns.com. I didn't have contact with this company prior to this video. In fact, I've never even really talked to the company since then at all. He sent me the product. It was fast shipping, packaged well. What initially kind of drew me to it was the Tritium Vial Locators that were built into it. I was kind of at that time really into the Tritium Vials, so that's kind of what drew me to it. And overall, since then, I replaced my ThruNite TI flashlight that I previously had in my keychain. It's a much better product than what that is. It is double the price, but you know, you get what you pay for, and it's certainly this little product here is one heck of a flashlight. So what we have is the package, and you can see just a plastic box more or less, but very well designed. It houses everything well, and it contains it very safely. It was again shipped to me very fast and in a good package. On the back of the package you have the instructions on how to turn it on, adjust the brightness, turn it off, how to put the battery in to charge it, that kind of thing, some general instructions, the website, and then some don'ts on this side. We'll pop it open here. On the inside, just a couple things pop out. We have an extra triangle keychain clip, and it was on there. This one came on there. I didn't need it. I used some smart rings. And then it came with an additional 2. It also has a little buffer pad in there. I'm not really sure what that's for. I haven't needed to replace anything on my flashlight, so I'm sure it's a repair part of some sort. And then in this bag as well, he gave me a extra lens, which is really cool, just in case you end up doing something, breaking it, or whatever the case is. I haven't had any problems with mine, and I'll show it to you. And then another, again, one of these little buffer pads. I'm not really sure what that's for. So an extra battery. So the flashlight itself here does have a battery already inside of it, which is nice. So it gives you an extra battery. So if you're charging one out, you're able to still use your flashlight, not worry about that kind of issue. And then he gives you a USB charger, which works really well. About 30 to 45 minute charge on that thing. So that's kind of what came with it, guys. Here's the flashlight itself. We'll kind of throw this to the side. The keychain flashlight at the time when I purchased it ran about $48 with no Tritium vials and $65 with vials. That's the road I went to. The shipping was a flat $3.50. Again, I went with the Tritium vials. It was a key feature for me, so my total price was right under 70 bucks, which is a pretty hefty price tag. But when you look at the feature, the size, the light output, and competitors' products, it's in my opinion a pretty reasonable price. So. The housing is made from a polished stainless steel construction. You can see again it has a real nice classy look to it. It has some serrations cut into the sides of there, and the Tritium Vial Locator vents in the back here, reflectors, whatever you want to call them, they look real nice. But overall a really cool classy look to it. You look at it, you really don't even realize it's a flashlight. So a real versatile type of thing that can fit in your pocket. It's not going to be bulky or poking you, that kind of thing. So in that sense it's nice. It has a quantum tunneling, a variable light control system. I'm guessing that's some sort of proprietary system, which is adjustable for 0.01 lumens to 120 lumen output. The much larger ThruNite TI was using previously at 168 lumen output, but at the cost of weight and size, which for a keychain flashlight is pretty important. So as you can see, I'm turning on the back here, and as I do that, it should come on here. I replaced the battery just recently, so that's probably why you're seeing a little bit more twist than you would normally need to get there. But as you can see, it comes on, and it's fairly bright there. I mean, the harder you twist, the brighter it gets until it clamps down all the way, and you're at maximum brightness. At 168 lumen output, the ThruNite was really nice. It was again twice the size, so it was nice to have the extra lumens, but I don't think it's really necessary. With 120 lumens, I haven't needed anything much more than that. When I pull that out and people haven't seen, a keychain pocket flashlight like, some of us carry, they're still very impressed with it. Like, dang, that's a spotlight. What are you carrying in your pocket there? And then they're, even more impressed when they see the small package of it. So, overall, I've been really pleased with the lumen output for that size. It actually gets that from a high-efficiency Cree XP G2 LED, and the lens is, you know, a scratch-resistant sapphire glass. And I hopefully can give you a glance there, and hopefully the camera will kind of pick up the glare off it, that there really is no defects whatsoever. And I carry this on my heavy keychain here. I don't want to give you too much of a peek at it because it's, again, a future video that we're doing, but I got a hefty amount of weight there to this keychain. And you know, it slams against all these things here, and it hasn't had any problems or anything like that as far as scratching, or even the, as you can see, the stainless steel outer housing here. It shows very little signs of wear, which is really nice because, you know, in a piece like this, when you get into your keychain for kind of a look, you want it to, you know, still kind of retain its look and not have scratches and dings and all that kind of stuff. So. The light pattern is excellent, utilizing an advanced TIR, which, you know, stands for Total Internal Reflection, I guess, optics, which is a general improvement over standard reflection products. And you know, I'm not really familiar with what all that means, but I do know that the pattern of the light is pretty darn good. It you know, it starts off real small, as you can see there, a real nice pinpoint type of light. As you get out, it slowly kind of blurs out towards the outsides, but it gives a really good expansion of that light. So it's reflecting that light, but diffusing it in a way where you're not losing it really. It's still concentrating it as much as it possibly can for, you know, the small lens that it is. You know, within a 5 to 10 foot radius, you can certainly see very well at night with this type of light. I have no problems if I drop my keys and, you know, have to dig around, you know, around me within the first 5 or 10 feet. I can spot them just like that. So it works very well. It's powered by a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, which is removable. I just got to unscrew it all the way here, and in fact, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that right away. Just unscrew this all the way. And a lot of times when I unscrew this, I'll actually hear a pressure pop, which is kind of nice. You know that your system is nice and secure. Actually, I can see that little pad down there on the top of that. That must be what it's for, a little magnetic transmitter of some sort that allows it to pass through, or a buffer of some sort. But there's the battery. The housing, very simple, straightforward. Almost looks like a pill FOB if you have the bottom part of it. And you almost could use it for something like that. And then the top, with the inside, you get the Cree LED on the bottom inside there. We'll touch bases on the O-ring here in a second. It's powered by that lithium-ion battery. Again, we got 2 of them that came with it, which is really nice. It's easy to use. It charges the battery within about 30 to 45 minutes when I plug it into my laptop, and there's a little blue light in there that, you know, tells you that it's charging, and then it turns off when it's done. So it's very easy to identify. You don't have to guess, you know, is it done or is it not done, is it fully charged, that kind of thing. So a very easy system, which is kind of cool. To ensure water and chemical resistance, it utilizes a Viton, V-I-T-O-N, sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, O-ring. An additional O-ring is included for future use if needed, and I guess that must have been in this original package over here. Yep, it's right on the bottom of these little triangles, and it's taped down, so I haven't opened that part yet, but there is an additional O-ring in there. And I guess, you know, the O-ring is really nice. Not only does it do chemical resistance, which I don't really know why anyone would have that issue anyway, but I've read that if you throw this, you know, flashlight, you know, it goes in your pocket and it goes into your jeans and into the wash machine and it goes through the cycles, it'll come back out and work just fine, supposedly. I haven't tested that, and I certainly don't want to, but in a situation where, you know, you forget that kind of thing in your pocket, it's nice to know that it's not going to either fall apart or get wet or, you know, anything really. I don't know how these things would last in a washer and dryer, so that's kind of unknown for me. Due to its small size and weight, it makes a great pocket or keychain flashlight, which is what, you know, again, I bought it for. It's got a provided keyring hole, which was, you know, another benefit to that. They, you know, preemptively thought, you know, obviously a small flashlight this is meant for carrying in a pocket on a keychain, so it's got a nice little hole there. It's wide enough. I haven't had any issues getting any type of key rings through there, including the the name eludes me. I think it's Smart Ring, the company that I purchased a bunch of these little key rings from that are flattened, and they make things much easier. And I've found that with small holes they won't go through because they're flattened instead of round, and sometimes that just makes it difficult to get through things because the hole's not big enough. But haven't had any issues with this product whatsoever. It gets in and gets on off of everything very easily. Let's see what else we got. The most favorite feature of this flashlight, and the reason I guess I purchased it and found this company, was the emergency Tritium Vial Locators, as they have them listed. I just call them Tritium Vial Locators, or slots. which houses 2 separate small vials of sealed tritium. I believe the vials are 2 by 12 millimeters, but I could be wrong on that. If you're not familiar, tritium is a radioactive element which has a self-glowing lifespan of approximately 8 to 12 years. Tritium is used in everything from watches, gun sights, and locators. As long as it's sealed, it poses no harm to human in any way. In fact, I think I read one time that the beta element that's in there, the particle or whatever, can't penetrate human skin very easily. So, and it's just such a small thing there. If you did even crack it open and the radioactive dust kind of flew into the air, you'd have to snort a whole bunch of it in order to even have any type of adverse effects after many years. So, a very non-intrusive type of element that you can have. And again, they use it in a lot of things, watches and things that you wouldn't normally think of that you maybe have on your day-to-day body already. I chose the icy blue vials, I guess. There was 9 colors available, so it was really hard to decide which way I wanted to go, but in the end, that's just kind of what I stuck with because of the other Tritium Vial Locator that I had was already a blue. I didn't want to mix up the colors and have like a rainbow of Tritium Vial Locators on my keychain. I didn't think that would look very good, so stuck with the icy blue, pretty happy. Normally with the icy blue, it's not going to be as illuminating as, one of those green colors, and I think you can find out there on the internet the scales of, if you get this Tritium Vial Locator in this color and the Tritium Vial in this color, the differences between the lumen output of those types of colors, that radioactive element. I guess they all have different outputs of color light, or amount of light, I should say. So be wary of that as well. If you want something that's a little bit brighter, kind of go with that greenish side, I guess. If you want something a little bit darker, the blue, the dark blues, some of the reds and purples and things like that, they really get dark, and it's harder to see them in any type of lighted atmosphere. But overall, the Tritium Vials that I purchased with it, they came with it installed already, which is really nice. You don't have to screw with it yourself. They've been glowing brightly ever since I got them. I haven't had any issues with, dimming out since I've gotten them, which, sometimes you get those old Tritium Vials and they last a year or two and they're gone. Hopefully that'll remain the case for the next, 8 to 10 years. That's kind of the lifespan of them, hopefully. And I'm kind of certain that's going to be the situation unless he used old Tritium Vials when making it. But typically when you have a product like this, you kind of want to use the top products of everything to have a good reputation. And this guy has a great reputation. So no worries there. It measures 1.5 inches long and is a little under a 1/2 inch in diameter and weighs 0.64 ounces with the battery in. So very, very lightweight, guys. 0.64 ounces with the battery in. Tiny little package. Barely even know you're holding it, really, or have it on your keychain, more or less, for that matter. The overview of the flashlight, just kind of, I showed you a little bit of that. There really isn't much else to kind of go over with the body of the flashlight and the battery housing, and kind of everything puts together very easily. Again, the package itself has the instructions, but you just want to make sure your positive end of the battery goes upwards and your negative battery goes downwards, and then you can just kind of screw this on. You can really feel that O-ring giving resistance to you as you get closer. Right about now it's getting really tight, and then as I push down further, well, we're going to keep screwing here. It's got a good amount of screwing there because you want to have a good seal there for any kind of water resistance or chemical resistance, that kind of thing. And eventually we get there. There we are. And then we're going to get brighter again, all the way to bright, and back off. And I really like that it's a feature of you can kind of spin it on and spin it off, but it's not something where it's very loose. There is a lot of resistance there. It takes a little bit of pressure to even spin that thing, so it's not going to happen in your pocket. And I suppose if it did, when you do have this thing on either bright or for an extended amount of period of time, it does get warm. You're not going to, I'll run it for a minute or 2 minutes and I'll feel it in my fingers, so it does get warm. That Cree bulb produces a little bit of heat on the stainless steel body, and that, transmits that heat over this body pretty well. But, it's good. It's almost like a heat sink in a way. It kind of keeps that Cree from overheating, which a lot of LEDs have that issue in these types of small housings. The Tritium Vials themselves are more difficult to get. So again, if you're going to get something like this from this company, even another product of his with Tritium Vials in it, get the Tritium Vials with it. Not only do you have to not worry about screwing around and install them and keeping them in place, that kind of thing, breaking them as you put them in, they're also kind of difficult to get. There are forums out there. CFP Marketplace, I think, is the last place I purchased mine for some AK-47 sites that I was restoring. But there isn't a whole lot of places, especially here in the U.S., that you can get Tritium Vials. So, and for that matter, the right size. So I would highly recommend, if you're interested in getting Tritium Vials for it, order it from him directly. I unfortunately can't really show you what the Tritium Vials look like at night, mainly because you know, the camera won't pick this up essentially, but it does glow pretty nicely on my keychain. Friends who are sitting in my passenger side of my car can see it across the way in the ignition, so it works very well. It's got a nice bright light to it. Again, I have to apologize for how long it took me to do a video review of this flashlight. I wish I could have done it when this product was still available, but the product is listed on their website as no longer available and discontinued, unfortunately. Again, the good news is it does look like Veleno Designs has a lot of existing products available, as well as upcoming products which are just as cool. A couple of products I have my eye on is the newest flashlight with a variable slide operation right on the top, and it's got, I think, a number of Tritium Vials, 5 or 6 or something like that. As well as the Kyana, or Kynnna, I don't know how you'd pronounce that, QR pen, which is a keychain pen with some Tritium Vials in it. It looks really cool. And it's got 6 separate Tritium Vials in it, and that might make my wish list as well. So, only thing I can recommend is signing up for their newsletter and being one of the first to know about availability and new products. You know, companies like this that are smaller, but they make really cool, innovative products. You know, they only come out with a certain amount, so you get the newsletter, you know it's available, you like it, you purchase it, you pre-order it, whatever it is, but then at least you're on a list, you know, and you get the product that you want. You wait, you hesitate, they sell out so quick. These guys are well followed by a number of forums, a number of people, including myself, you know, and when I see a product that I can't pass up, you know, a lot of times I pull up my credit card and it happens, and a lot of times I shouldn't. I'm compulsive like that, but you know, you get these really cool products that just, you know, really stand out to you as something that you want to use and have, and should make your life a little bit easier in the end. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, as always, I appreciate you watching. Until next time, take her easy.